Thank you, Chair. Members, appreciate the opportunity to present on two pieces of legislation, neither of which are candidates for suspense, as I understand it, starting with AB 2368, by your leave. Very good. The analysis does an excellent job. It's a technical cleanup bill of the Political Reform Act, AB 2368. Closes a loophole that currently allows lobbyist employers to give larger gifts than the lobbyists or the lobbying firms they employ. This bill has a dual benefits of improving the public's confidence and simplifying our lives, frankly, as legislators, because the current limit on gifts from lobbyists has prevented many unseemly gifts from being offered by those lobbyists, and this cleanup bill will make sure that we don't receive gifts from the employers of lobbyists, which will improve the public's confidence in our work and also prevent us from being in the position of receiving gifts we oftentimes never wanted to receive in the first place. I ask for your aye vote. It's an identical piece of legislation which this body passed unanimously last year, authored by Member Tirico.
Any witnesses in support? In opposition? DOF?
No file, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. Mr. Calderon.
Yes, Mr. Blakeslee, I'm not going to support this bill today, but I wanted to explain why. The first and foremost reason is that it's an indictment on this body. It suggests that if someone buys a member a dinner, that they're going to vote one way or the other. And I don't think that is the case. And I think you know that that's not the case, certainly in your experience and most experiences that I'm aware of here, of members here. Moreover, there's nothing that prohibits an employer from making a contribution to a member and then the member turning around and buying dinner. And finally, you're going to limit the dinner when there can be a gift up to $480 given by that same person to members. So I'm more concerned about what this bill says about this body, and I think we are, you know, God knows that we deserve a lot of the criticism, if not most of the criticism we get, but not all of it. And this is one instance where I'm going to speak up and I'm going to draw the line here, because I don't think this bill will ultimately accomplish anything other than just another indictment on this body as being, you know, we've got to stop these politicians, and already everybody here works very, very hard to try and deal with the issues that we have. So I can't support your bill for those reasons.
Mr. Davis.
I don't know if there's been some effort to have some bipartisan input in developing a policy that perhaps everybody can agree on. I think what's available for us now is we have a choice not to accept gifts. I have personally not chosen in my office, and I have a sign on my door, not unlike several other members who've chosen that. I'd like to, in terms of this legislation, see a more bipartisan effort moving in that way. I'm going to stay off of it right now until such time we can hopefully get some bipartisan effort for the larger issue here.
Ms. Skinner.
I just wanted to comment also the reference to the identical bill of Assemblymember Tirico. I didn't support Assemblymember Tirico's bill, and it's not because I feel that we that we do not have responsibility to limit the influence of money in politics. I do think that, but we do have existing reporting requirements, and I agree with Mr. Calderon's comments that in a funny way, we by narrowing one part and not narrowing another, we're not necessarily improving the situation. So I will not be supporting the bill today.
Mr. Norby.
Someone, it may escape me, although if I turn around I might see his picture, said money is the mother's milk of all politics. This room is named after him. I don't know if there's an irony there or not. Certainly we do honor a lot of people like him who served long before, or at least shortly before, all these very complicated laws were passed. And the problem that I have with them, Mr. Chair, is that they're a moving target. Not only is the written law a moving target, but the FPPC's interpretation of this is a moving target as well. So you've got moving targets within moving targets, and the more we change them, the more difficult it is to follow them. So I'm going to lay off this one. I can't support it. because it just keeps the moving target moving and harder to understand.
Very good. Any additional comments or questions from the membership? Looking to entertain a motion to move the item.
Closing statement,
Closing statement,
with your
Mr.
permission.
Blakeslee.
Thank you. Not being a bomb thrower, obviously, I'll be very temperate in my remarks. It's not my nature to say things I later regret. But I would like to share that we do currently enjoy a favorable rating of about 13% with the public. We were made a professional legislature, a full-time legislature, a legislature with a generous salary and per diem, for the purpose of being free and clear from even the appearance of impropriety, not simply that we would be in the employ of those that bring bills before the legislature through the direct receipt of honorary and other monies, but also that we could be free from even the appearance. Our effort here, sincerely, is to strengthen, I think, the public's confidence in this legislature, to eliminate what has been a source of great distraction, which the public has been very frustrated by, whether it be golf trips or spa trips or trips to sporting events or trips to rock concerts. This is a common sense piece of legislation which I would commend the good member Davis is a piece of a bill that's identically authored by Tirico and Blakeslee, which I think is evidence of bipartisanship. This is not a partisan effort to cast aspersions on any particular part of the legislature. I respectfully ask for aye vote and hope this bill survives, as it has a 2/3 vote requirement before the body due to the fact it's a change of the Political Reform Act. So I know it faces a very high test on the Assembly floor, and I ask for the opportunity to continue the debate and continue to engage all of you on ways we can improve the bill. I ask for an aye vote.
Ms. Harkey?
I support your bill, and I'll tell you why. I write personal checks to reimburse constantly for gifts that I don't really want. I have invited people to go jogging with me, take a walk around the Capitol if they want to talk to me or meet me socially. You know, I don't mind meeting for dinner where I pay. I just have a real problem when things arrive on my doorstep and or you know, I get invited to a meeting that I really feel like I have to go. Otherwise, I'm being a, you know, I mean, I'm not being social, but yet it ends up costing me $300 personally to attend. So I do support this, and I think we need to do probably a little more work in the legislature and a little less entertaining. And I'd love to meet with people outside in the social area where I pick up my own tab. Thank you.
It seems, Mr. Blakeslee, that your close has spurred some additional comments. Mr. Hall?
Yeah, I just wanted to reference the fact that Mrs. Harkey has never invited me to go jogging with her.
Very good. The record will reflect that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Blakeslee, I'm happy to move the Legislative Caloric Reduction Act of 2010. Bill's been moved. Second. Looking for a second, members? Ms. Harkey is a second. Very good. Let's do a roll call vote, members. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Fuentes?
Aye.
Fuentes, aye. Conway? Amiano? No. Amiano, no. Bradford? Calderon?
No?
Calderon, no. Cotto? Davis? De Leon? Hall? Harkey?
Aye.
Harkey, aye. Miller? Miller, no. Nielsen? Norby? Skinner? Skinner, no. Solario? Orlickson? Tirico?
Very good. That measure has 2 votes. Needs some additional work, sir.
I'll keep working.
Very good. Mr. Hall, would you like to present on your bill?